Hi, my name is Liz Raponi. I'm a dental hygienist with the Foresight Teens Group. And today we're going to talk about tobacco products. So it's not just cigarettes. Other tobacco products. Here's a picture of some other tobacco products, which are, you can see a hookah, cigars, smokeless tobacco or dip. Hookah smoking is safer than cigarette smoking. True or false? So it's false. Hookah smoke contains high levels of toxic compounds, including carbon monoxide, heavy metals, and cancer-causing chemicals, including high levels of arsenic, lead, and nickel. In fact, hookah smokers are exposed to 3 times more carbon monoxide and smoke than are cigarette smokers. Compared to a single cigarette, hookah smoke is known to contain 36 times more tar. Tar is a term for all the chemicals that are in cigarettes and other tobacco products. Tar is the term used to describe the toxic chemicals found in tobacco products. So true or false? Hookah smokers inhale less nicotine than cigarette smokers. False. The water in the hookah cools the smoke, so it is inhaled longer and deeper. Hookah users average 100 puffs per 30 to 45 minutes. A cigarette smoker, 10 puffs for 1 cigarette. The hookah smoker inhales more nicotine. In just one 60-minute hookah session, smokers are exposed to 100 to 200 times the volume of smoke inhaled from a cigarette. True or false? The water in the hookah filters out toxins. True. Some, but not enough to protect the smoker. Water-filtered smoke can damage the lungs and heart just as much as a cigarette smoke. True or false? The fruit flavor in hookah tobacco has health benefits for the smoker. And that's false. It's just flavor. It does not count as your daily fruit. And that's my attempt at being funny. True or false? The charcoal used to heat the tobacco has additional health risks. True. The charcoal produces carbon monoxide, heavy metals, and cancer-causing chemicals, adding to the risk of the smoker. Other risks of hookah smoking. When sharing a hookah, you can increase your risk of being exposed to viral infections, a cold, hepatitis, and cold sore. Like all tobacco products, it will increase your risk of oral cancers, lung cancer, and other cancers. Smokeless tobacco, dip or chewing tobacco. Types of smokeless tobacco. They're in a can and sometimes they have them in little packets. 1 can of dip has the same amount of nicotine as 20 cigarettes, 40 cigarettes, or 60 cigarettes. What do you think? 60 cigarettes, which is equal to 3 packs of cigarettes. True or false? Dip is just tobacco. False. It contains other harmful chemicals, cadmium, lead, formaldehyde, polonium 2010, and some others. Benzoprine is cancer-causing, but what I want to focus on is the sodium, which increases the risk of high blood pressure, and the tobacco companies put it in there to help with flavor, along with sugar. And we know sugar causes cavities. And they also add in silica sand or fiberglass particles. Both are abrasive. they cause little tiny abrasions on your cheeks or in your gums. So the nicotine is allowed to get into your bloodstream faster that way. It's a way that they can get you addicted to smokeless tobacco faster. True or false? Dip improves my athletic performance. And that's false. A study of professional baseball players showed no connection between dip use and player performance. Other health risks: increases heart rate and blood pressure. Within minutes of use, it may cause a quick buzz, but the rise in pulse and blood pressure puts added stress on your heart. And over time, that's where you get heart disease. Along with increasing user risks of poor oral health, cavities, gum disease, gum and tooth abrasion, it puts users at risk of a number of cancers. So there's oral cancer, esophageal cancer, throat cancer, pancreatic cancer. Some of these have very low survival rates, less than 5 years. By age 14, Gwen von Behrens was seriously hooked on chewing tobacco, or dip. At his peak, he used more than half a can a day. At 16, he noticed a small white spot on his tongue, a spot that would gradually start to grow. It turned out to be cancer caused by his dip use or his smokeless tobacco use. This was right after his surgery. He lost his lower jaw because the cancer had spread so far, and he lost half of his tongue. They reconstructed it. They used his femur, his hip, and some of his ribs. All those different bones went into helping him have a lower jaw. Over time, he had about 36 different surgeries, and this is how he ended up. He can eat, he could talk. He went out to high schools and talked about the smoking tobacco and how it affects people. So cigars. True or false? Cigars have lower risks than cigarettes. That's false. They have the same or higher risk of cancer of the mouth, tongue, larynx, throat, and esophagus. Some of these have very low survival rates. True or false? One cigar can contain as much tobacco as one cigarette. False. A large cigar can contain 5 to 20 grams of tobacco. Some premium cigars contain the tobacco equivalent of an entire pack of cigarettes. Smaller cigars, cigarillos, contain about 3 grams of tobacco. A cigarette contains 1 gram of tobacco. And here are some types of cigars that you might see. So these would have much more tobacco than the smaller ones. True or false? Cigars do not contain harmful chemicals. False. They contain higher levels of cancer-causing substances. During the fermentation process of cigar tobacco, high concentrations of cancer-causing nitrosamines are produced. These compounds are released when a cigar is smoked. Nitrosamines are found at higher levels in cigar smoke than in cigarette smoke. True or false? Cigars are not addictive. False. All tobacco products contain nicotine, which is addictive. Tobacco use is responsible for nearly 1 in 5 deaths in the U.S. a year. Looking at this diagram, we can see some of the risks of smoking. So as far as cancers, head and neck cancers associated with smoking and tobacco products. So is lung cancer, leukemia, stomach cancer, kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer, and bladder cancer. And then when you look at chronic diseases that are associated with smoking, we have stroke, blindness, gum infection, aortic rupture, heart disease, pneumonia, hardening of the arteries, chronic lung disease such as asthma or emphysema. And it also causes reduced fertility in both men and women.